Good evening, everybody. Here with my buddy, Kane Sudsy. Kane, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. We got to start off, unfortunately, with another, call it what it is, shitty, sad day in racquetball. We lost a great champion today. Chris Cole, who many of you know, he's a highly decorated USA racquetball champion, a world champion, an international champion. And Kane, he's, I don't know if you know him too well. He's from Michigan. One of the nicest guys I've ever played or met on tour. And I can tell you this, probably the most honest player that I've ever met.
Yeah, no, I've met Chris a couple of times. Obviously, when I came on the scene, it was kind of near the end. I think, he was still playing U.S. nationals and stuff like that. But just a really, really sad day for racquetball in general. I'm thinking back to the times that I talked to him and met him, and always a gentleman, always nice, always willing to, give advice, and very, very intelligent. Racquetball player. So, I don't believe I ever got to play against him, but very, very sad to hear. I just happened to be scrolling through Facebook and saw it as well too. So, obviously, condolences to the Cole family for sure.
Yeah, too soon, man. Just, obviously, losing Greg and Chris made his mark in about, in the 90s, early 90s, like 91, 92, right before I was going to go pro. And I remember watching him, in total different game style kind of than what we try to play, or different, not a big, heavy power player. At the time, he was battling with like Tim Sweeney and Ellie. And, those guys were just smoking balls in Egan. But I just want to tell you, check this out. In 1992, Chris won the Tournament of Americas, the U.S. National Singles in Houston, and the World Championship Singles all in a row, April, May, and August. He was also the head coach for the U.S. Junior National Team in 1994 and 95, and an instructor for 8 years at the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado. In 95, he received the award for fair play by the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee in Rome. From 1990 to 94, he was on the board of directors of RAM, and from 92 to 94, he was the president. That's the Michigan Racquetball Association. But, it goes on and on. It's truly incredible. He was just an awesome dude. And, I'm reading this and I'm thinking about it. And then now I'm just kind of thinking about Chris Kane. It's crazy. Like, it just shouldn't happen that way, and here we are, another great champion in our sport. And we got to talk about this shit, but, so,
yeah.
So,
some of those I didn't even know about,
to his family.
That's a very impressive resume that he's got. It's very, very impressive for sure. But very, very
there's
sad
more.
Day. Definitely taken too early from us. Seems like that's happening a lot lately, unfortunately. With the passing of Greg as well too, and it's just really sad. Yeah.
So racquetball world. Chris Cole, family, friends, his coach. Jim Heiser. Kane and I, our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. We are racquetball. We are a family. And, sucks. But Chris, we know that you were born in 1967 and taken today, too soon. But we'll always be thinking of you. And thanks for the amazing memories. And they don't stop. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, Kane. And then we'll come back with our guest and talk about some of the things that you and I are up to. We'll be right back. All right, Kane. So here we are with our special guest tonight, who's super important, John Acampora from Salem, New Hampshire. John, welcome to Beyond the Court.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, John?
Good. How you doing, Kane?
I'm doing really good. Thank you.
So, John, Kane and I, we see your background. We love it. Scotty Mac, super cool back there. That racket. Tell us about that racket first over your left shoulder right there.
Left shoulder. It's an old DP 250. that I played in a tournament. We did a retro tournament, and nearly blew my elbow out playing with that thing. But nonetheless, it was one that my dad had, and dug it out of his basement and decided to play with it. So it holds a little special memory, the fact that I was able to play with it.
Now, Kane, I know you pointed out something in the pregame show here. Why don't you ask everybody, because I want to know about those things you asked about as well.
Yeah, funny enough, I've never really played baseball, but those two bats over there down on the left there look a little, I don't know. Is that like from, one Babe Ruth or some crazy like that? Or
it's actually some work awards, believe it or not, that I thought was pretty cool. My company knew that I was certainly a sports fanatic. So their way of giving me an award was having the awards engraved in the bat. And so the last 2 years, I've garnered those two bats and look forward to the third one this year.
All right. I like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. And Kane, it does kind of go, John Acampora, he is Italian, and our good friend Jason Menino, there's always a bat close by. It's just kind of it's kind
That's
of
right.
It's kind of you're Canadian. I know you have a hockey stick close by. So
I do. I do. I'm holding one right now.
I believe you can lift it up if you have it. So John, thank you so much for being here. Kane and I really appreciate it. You've played a vital role in what Kane and I are here to tell everybody tonight, which is we're going to open up registration for Chapter 3 of the experience. And the experience has been going great. Kane and I love it. You took notice to it along with some people in your area. So, I would love, and Kane would love, for you to just kind of describe a little bit about what's happening, which is August 27th through the 29th of 2021. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, well, certainly very honored and privileged to be able to host the third in the series of the Kane and Sudsy Experience. We're located in Salem, New Hampshire, which is, for those who don't know, is really on the border of New Hampshire and Massachusetts, so not far from Boston. And certainly over the last, with the pandemic, maybe over the last 16 months, has played a more important role in racquetball here in New England, because we were the first club to open up. And so we had a lot of people traveling, and we've always had an active racquetball community. A little bit about the Salem Athletic Club. And Sudsy, you may remember Scott Reef back in the day. He was on the tour. This was the home of Scott Reef when he was actively playing. And he would stay in that court and drill for countless hours in preparation for the tour, and had a pretty good run on the tour for a few years, that's for sure. But again, active community. We're thrilled to have both of the two legends that you guys are to be able to grace our courts in New Hampshire, and certainly just look forward to the experience and everything about it.
Yeah, we're definitely psyched. I mean, we know there's a lot of hockey up there, but I have to ask you, and forgive my ignorance, as a kid, Kane, you remember like hearing about Salem witches and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So I asked John, but John, tell me, we're not talking, the Salem witches aren't in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, Sudsy was telling me about the witches, and I had to remind him that was Salem, Mass, which is not that far from Salem, New Hampshire. And I did point out to him, I'm sure we have quite a few witches roaming Salem, New Hampshire as well. But
we never discussed it, but was this a deal breaker for you, Suds?
I want some cool different things. And New Hampshire, I was like, that sounds awesome. And that's what we're excited about too. Scott Reef was a vicious, that dude could crush the ball. And, you guys have some amazing players up in the Northeast. Kane, a guy named Cliff from the Northeast? He's up in that area.
Yeah, I think I might have. Yeah. Name sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Another lefty. It's a different spot, and Kane and I want to do that. We've been getting some great feedback in different areas and clubs, different cities all around, and Kane and I were like, New Hampshire sounds amazing, because truthfully, when was the last time we played in that area? So to bring it there and bring that energy and have you there on the ground to help us, we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I would be missed it not to say that we're also the home of Kelly Bean, a recent Hall of Fame inductee, who was, as well as being the racquetball coordinator for Salem Athletic Club, I'm also the president of New Hampshire Racquetball Association. But when you think of New Hampshire racquetball, most people do think of Kelly Bean, who her efforts and what she has done for junior racquetball over the years, obviously well deserved to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But another person who many people out there would certainly remember.
For sure. Yeah, everybody knows Kelly. So John, tell us a little bit about the club. Tell everybody, how many courts, maybe some airports in the area, hotels, stuff like that.
Sure thing. So we're down to 4 courts at one point. Back in the day, there was 8 to 10 courts way back when, but 4 courts, very active community, all concrete, which is fabulous. About a year ago, we had a new owner, gentleman by the name of Ted Curtin, who's been an absolute stud. He is just so supportive of racquetball, which is so great. It's what we need, quite frankly, is of these owners that are enthusiastic about the sport. Even though he's a pickleball player, he wants to go ahead and certainly promote. Yeah, but he's promoting racquetball wherever he can possibly can. He's been very supportive in all those events that we're trying to put together. We've held a lot of tournaments. We do hold a lot of tournaments that we do in New England, right here in Salem. In terms of airports, we have right about 20 minutes north of us, we have the Manchester Airport, which is a fabulous airport to get in and out of. A lot of the carriers do go in there, which is fabulous. Ton of hotels all around it, great restaurants. For those people who care to fly into Boston, looking at about 45 minutes south of the location. So also very convenient to go in and out of. And obviously Boston's being Boston, there's a lot there to do if people want to come there for the experience and certainly extend their stay. A great place to do so. What's so great about New Hampshire, I'll just throw that out, where we are literally within an hour of everything. For those people who want to go, hour south, you're in good old Boston and everything that's around that. Hour north, you're in the mountains, which is absolutely spectacular. And we have our mountains up here. And then 45 minutes, an hour east, you're on the Atlantic Ocean. We have a little bit of everything. So
tell me a little bit about the mountains. You got me interested here.
Yeah. So in New Hampshire, we're the White Mountains, fabulous world-class skiing. If you're up there, but in terms of hiking and scenery, we're all that. So obviously in August won't be much skiing, but plenty of great hiking and sightseeing that you can do up in the mountains. We get people travel from very far just to get to see our mountain ranges.
How about the fishing?
Fishing, we got lake fishing. You have deep sea fishing, and an hour away, you have plenty of lake fishing all around us.
I like that.
And fishing, you got all that there too. You got the whole.
All right, well, I'm bringing my rod, John. I'm bringing my rod.
There you go. And your hockey stick.
And my hockey stick.
There you go.
He's gonna fit right in. But Scotty Mack, our producer, is texting us in the background. The seafood in that area too is obviously phenomenal. And of course, if you do head down to Boston, I'm sure there's an Irish pub or two somebody might be able to find.
There's a few of those.
No, it'll be a good time. John, Kane and I really thank you so much, and the Kane and Sudsy Experience team for coming on tonight and helping us make this announcement, because we're really excited. One of the things Kane and I are going to do, which we haven't done ever in the past, is we're opening registration right now. So right now, anybody that's interested in joining us for Chapter 3 in Salem, New Hampshire, August 27th through the 29th, you could email kaneandsudsy@gmail.com. And John, I'm going to let you go. But before we let you go again, thank you so much. Obviously, we're going to be in constant contact. We're going to be working a lot. Kane and I are going to talk a little bit about the details to everybody. And we'll be seeing you soon.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Take care, guys.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Yep. Be well.
Thank you, John. So, Kane, pretty awesome. It's been going great. It's been exciting. You and I, people don't realize we actually work our asses off on this behind the scenes. And, I got to say, though, I got to point this out right now. Chapter 2 is in a few weeks in Austin, and that background looks so cool for the 4th of July barbecue on Sunday that we're going to have right there. Yeah,
there you go.
It looks ready. You know, the ballers are going to have a good time there. Did we finalize who's catering it yet, or not sure yet?
Waiting to hear back from them tomorrow. So, but we'll have it all set up, and it'll be all good.
Yeah, you know what? We got to get back to this let's talk about chapter 3. Let's get back to the original way we did 1, which is we're not telling everybody too much. You want to sign up, sign up. Here's the email. Here are the details. Here's how you get in and become a baller. We're only taking 12. We're not taking any more. There will be a wait list. But, you know, Kane, why do you think it was a good idea that we opened up registration tonight? Whereas in the past, we would talk about it, right? But then we would kind of wait and say, well, we're not going to let you register yet. You know, what are some of the reasons for us to do that?
Well, I mean, I think one of the big ones is that, you know, the overwhelming response that we've gotten, you know, like we didn't really, we didn't really get ahead of ourselves in that regard. You know, we were really reserved with it. And then of course we opened up Austin, and then after Austin was full, all of a sudden we just received numerous emails of places that wanted to host us. And, you know, of course we talked about it, and, you know, I mean, I think that was really the biggest, you know, is that there's an opportunity, and instead of having, you know, these locations, and, you know, and especially like a guy like John, you know, have him waiting, you know, I mean, open it up. I mean, you know, I'm really glad that we did do it. And I mean, you know, to be honest, we could open it up for 4 or 5 and maybe even 6, you know, but we're kind of, again, we're learning, you know, we're learning at this as well too. And you know, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing that's been fun, you know, working together. We're totally learning as we go, and we've made some mistakes, but you know, we've also done some things right, and we're constantly getting better. And you and I behind the scenes, we're always challenging each other, and that's part of obviously what we do, you know, and what we've done in our careers. But you know, we decided to announce chapter 3. And yeah, registration is open right now, everybody. We're opening it up right now. We're only taking 12 spots. That's it. It's going to be 12 people. So for the details on chapter 3, you have to email kanesudsy@gmail.com. We'll put that up. Scotty Mack will put that up. There will be a waiting list. We'll respond. The team will respond to you with the details. You know, something just that's pretty funny, because again, you know, Kane and I, we always get these emails that it looks like people think you and I are actually always responding. We see them, Kane and I are on them, but we have a group of people that really help us a lot. And, but we get a kick out of them. It's good stuff. So if you're interested in chapter 3, you know, we want to see you. We're not going to tell you everything what to expect, because Kane, we are making changes here and there always as well.
Yeah, no, we are. I mean, you know, I agree. We kind of let the ballers in the second experience know a whole lot more than what the first ones. And I agree. I mean, I think that it added in the first one, I think it added a little bit more of excitement. Not that the 12 ballers for Austin here are not excited. But yeah, I kind of like the kind of just listen, here's when you need to be here, show up and be ready to play.
Yeah, I like that. You and I are going to talk more about that with the team, but I definitely think, Kane, that's the route we got to get back to, which is bring your stuff, be ready to ball. You know, we're going to start on a Friday night. We're going to be done on a Sunday. We're definitely going to have some kick-ass cool meal in between there, which Kane and I host, or a potential sponsor. And, you know, I'm excited, man. I haven't been to New Hampshire, and really, you know, the Northeast is kind of my area, but being from New York, Boston, and Newton doesn't really click that much.
Well, I was thinking, have you played at that club? I can't remember. I can't remember a time that I went and played there. I mean, I went to Braintree.
Sure.
And I can't remember the other area, but other than that, I can't remember going to New Hampshire. So this is kind of, you know, it's kind of exciting. Not, you know, check one off the list as far as where I've been, you know?
Yeah, and that's a great point, Kane. No, I have not been at that club. And something that you and I like to do also is we do kind of, we have a handful of clubs and coordinators and promoters out there that have contacted us about bringing an experience to them. And we do like when we see a different spot. We're not going to get into where and if we're going to do a chapter 4, 5, or 6, because that's the other thing. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to wait until we get to this area per se, but Kane, we really don't know if we're going to get to that area, right?
Yeah, no, we really don't. And to kind of add on to the area where we're going, I mean, it's kind of cool to be at a club that has some racquetball history. That's also really cool, that we're able to go there. I mean, a lot of people may not know this, but I am a historian. I do know a lot of history of the sport. As remember, I mean, who was it? Shane. Shane tested me in the first experience. I did pretty well on that one. But
I say it all the time. Yeah, I tell people all the time, how much respect you personally have for the game and the history of the game. And honestly, of all the great champions, I think you might be the best at that also. As far as knowing the game and showing that respect to everybody that's been there before, it is super impressive. So it is cool that we're doing it. Now I do see some ballers that are on. Brian O'Melian just said hello. Kane, there are a couple ballers that are going to be in chapter 2 that were in chapter 1. And we talked about this at the first chapter. Who's it going to be? Is there going to be a baller or 2 or 3 that go to all the experiences? I'm going to say and guess yes, that there will be people that will try to attend them all.
Well, I think that it'll get harder as we go on. If we sit here 5 years from now and we're on experience, 15 or whatever, I don't know. I mean, but it'd be a really cool story. I mean, that'd be really cool. We'd have, after a certain point, we'd have to get them something. I feel obligated,
There's no doubt. You took the words right out of my mouth. If we get a baller that attends X amount of experiences, they're going to get a cool gift, and it's not going to be a water bottle.
I'll throw it out there right now. I'll give somebody my U.S. Open shoes that I won. So
that's a lot. There's a lot of shoes.
I'm just saying, I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. So.
Well, you brought that up. So now I'm going to bring it up because I'm a fan too. Are you playing in the U.S. Open?
Come on now. Why? Listen, wait a minute. When we talked, you said 15 minutes and it's been like 25. So, I mean,
we're out of here.
Listen, no, I mean, I'll be playing the U.S. Open. I'll be playing the U.S. Open.
All right, cool. Do you have a doubles partner yet? All right, we'll leave it at that. All right, so hey, make sure you do have a doubles partner. He's fantastic, and there's nothing else to say about that. Ben Croft is your doubles partner at the U.S. Open. So that backyard looks awesome. Can't wait to get there for chapter 2 of the experience. And the chapter 2 ballers are going to be barbecuing right there, 4th of July, where you see Kane. He's making the yard nice. I know he's had the landscapers there. Yard's already beautiful. I just know he's fixing some stuff. But so Kane, real quick again, chapter 3 registration is open. It is first come, first serve. Kane and I are excited. Thank you, John Acampora, for helping us out. August 27th through the 29th, 2021, we will be in Salem, New Hampshire for chapter 3 of the experience. It's going to be at the Salem Athletic Club, and we're super pumped about this. So if you're interested, email right now. I'm not kidding. kaneandsudsy@gmail.com for the details and how to become a baller. Kane, if nothing else, brother, I know you just finished cooking. Go get some grub on.
All right, man. Hey, good talking with you always, and really excited for this. This is going to be, I mean, we haven't even done experience 2, and I'm already excited for experience 3. So really cool. It's really cool stuff.
All right, all you ballers out there, have a great Sunday. Make sure you do whatever you can to take advantage of this opportunity and be part of chapter 3 of the experience in Salem, New Hampshire. It's going to be a good time. We're not going to tell you too much, but we do promise you that it's going to be quite the experience. All right, everybody, have a great night. Kane, love to the family. I'll talk to you soon, brother. See you later.
All right, man. You too.